Republican Senator Katie Boyd Britt of Alabama is the youngest woman ever elected to the U.S. Senate. She won her seat in 2022 after an endorsement by former President Donald Trump, I should say, including that endorsement. She won it on her own. The 41-year-old is known for working across the aisle with her Democratic colleagues and was recently on a bipartisan Senate trip to Israel. Now, just 10 months into her tenure, Senator Britt is out with a new memoir. It's called God Called Us to Do Hard Things, Lessons from the Alabama Wiregrass. And Senator Britt joins us now. Thank you very much for being here. I will say two things off the top. The Wiregrass is a nickname for where you're from in Alabama.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Two, you've been in the Senate for 10 months, but this book is not about your great vision. It's actually how you got to where you are and found your purpose. So I want to begin with a couple questions on what you're doing with that purpose right now. You do not shy away from going to points of crisis. You've been to the border 3 times, and you're on this recent trip to Israel. Mm-hmm. Where are you on this question right now of a humanitarian pause or even a ceasefire? Do you support one?
Look, no, when you look at what happened in Israel, so when I went the first time to Israel, it was end of February, then went again, to your point, about 2 weeks ago with a bipartisan delegation. What we saw on the ground was gut-wrenching. We first met with the families of hostages. Their stories will rip your heart out. Knowing that we have over 240 hostages in Gaza, we have to think about their stories. When I listened to those, I listened as a mom and as a daughter and a granddaughter and a sister and a wife. And then when we met with, obviously, the government there in Israel, we got to see firsthand the accounts that occurred because these terrorists, these barbaric terrorists, wore GoPro cameras on their head. Mm-hmm. So unlike...
They wanted us to see it.
They wanted us to see it. And when you see them step on someone's head to cut it off, when you see them murder children in front of their parents, when you see them burn parents alive in front of their kids, you realize this is evil. Yeah. And we as Americans, I feel like time and time again, when we see evil, we look it in the eyes and we take it down. Just a few days ago, Hamas came back out and said that they will do this over and over again. They will replicate October 7th again and again.
So do you support the ceasefire or do you support the pause?
No, I think if you have a pause, I have heard the Israeli government say that it would be to get the hostages out. And that I understand. But calling for a ceasefire when these people say that they will do it again and again until the state of Israel is eradicated, until the Jewish people are eradicated. Guys, you cannot ask the people of Israel to tuck their kids in at night knowing that this could occur at any moment. Secretary Blinken told a story in front of our committee last week of a family of 4 that was sitting down for breakfast. When the terrorists came in, these barbaric individuals, they gouged the eyeballs out of the husband. They cut the fingers off of the little boy, a foot off of the little girl, murdered them all, and then finished their breakfast. Yeah. Folks, this is disgusting. It's despicable. This is the worst among us. Evil is evil, and we have to take it down.
But Senator, Israel is supposed to exist as a safe place for Jews. The pictures coming out of Gaza are creating a climate where maybe safety is not increased. In fact, safety diminishes, right? Is it creating a bigger problem than there was to begin with?
When you're looking at trying to find these barbaric terrorists, you have to eradicate Hamas. You look at Iran's role in this. They're funding Hamas. They're funding Hezbollah. They're funding the Houthis in Yemen. You look at the funding and the training, and you look at their mission. They have said death to Israel, death to America. If right after September 11th, after that occurred in this city, if you knew that the terrorists were next door in Brooklyn and said, we will come back early in the morning, late at night, we will take innocent lives, we will torture them, we will slaughter them, would you say, you know what, we're just going to sit here? We would never allow that. We have to be vigilant. Of course, you want to protect human life. When we met with the Israeli government, they said they would be sending in food, water, and medicine. But the truth is we have to eradicate Hamas. Of course, you want to protect every innocent life possible. But the only way there should ever be a pause is to get those hostages out.
So many topics to talk to you about. Tommy Tuberville, your fellow senator, and Donald Trump. Can you just give a sentence or two on how you feel about both of those two men? And then I do want to say something about your book.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. One of the things I think as the youngest Republican female in the United States Senate and the only one with school-age kids.
Less than 40 seconds.
Letting parents have a voice. So I want to be a voice for the next generation. I want to be a voice for my kids and their kids, making sure that the unseen are seen and making sure that no child zip code determines their opportunity. So I can't control anybody but me and my actions and what I say and do. And every day I get up and work diligently at the United States Senate for the next generation and for the people of Alabama.
Would you be interested in running with Donald Trump on a Republican ticket?
Oh, goodness. I am just working hard in the U.S. Senate. And we're working hard to bring those policies back in place, honestly. Under President Trump, our border was more secure. We were more...
I'm sorry, the computer's going to take us off. I want to say the title of your
More
book. It's called
peaceful,
God
Rod.
Calls Us to Do Hard Things. It's hard to fit all this into 1 minute interview.
Yes,
We'll be back.